It's beefy, baby.
Hey,
My name is Luke Hodson.
Alex Morrison.
hey,
You ready? I'm ready.
It's a movie podcast.
hey,
Let's get it.
hey,
Grease-soaked mess.
It's a movie podcast.
hey. Rated PG-13. Hey,
Your mom didn't make that casserole.
beef.
And that right there, folks, is our first intro brought to you by Freddie. I'm obsessed. Are you
Me
obsessed
too. I
with
love it. Shout out to Freddie for making that for us.
Yeah, Freddie, you're going to get a big shout out on Instagram. We're make sure to follow Freddie on all socials, including SoundCloud. A really spectacular artist and just a all-around incredible human being. Thank you for working with us on that. That was so much fun. But hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 11 of the Bucket of Beef Show.
11. Wow. We're really moving.
Yes, we are. My name is Alex Morrison.
My name is Luke Hodson.
We're here to bring you some of the best content around in the craziest combination of movies we have done yet. What are we doing today, Luke?
Today we will be talking about two. I think these are both two classic films.
Absolutely.
We will be discussing the iconic book, which then became a major motion picture, 50 Shades of Grey, as well as, what's the other film we'll be talking about?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
The 1990 version.
Yes, sir. Oh, my goodness, man. How are you doing today?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm doing well. We're coming off just having finished 50 Shades of Grey.
No more than 15 minutes ago.
Because we really wanted to have it at the forefront of our minds. We'll be discussing that film first.
Yeah.
Then we'll be moving into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Just a fair warning to everyone, this podcast is probably going to be a bit more explicit than some of our past ones.
Yeah.
So if you're squeamish on any sort of kind of sexual discussions, you might want to skip ahead to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles portion of our discussion. You can go to this point in the podcast if you'd prefer that.
37 minutes and 21 seconds. Perfect.
Also, just before we hop into 50 Shades of Grey, I think I am going to give a little bit of a content warning for it.
Yeah.
Just because there's probably a chance that we'll discuss some themes around child abuse and sexual abuse in general.
Yeah. Fair warning.
Involving minors. So just a fair warning to you guys. I'm not sure how much we'll get into that, but just in case we do kind of delve down into that rabbit hole, I just want to make sure that everyone knows what may be
Just
coming.
totally aware. Just totally aware. All right, man. Ready for the synopsis? You ready to go?
Yes, I told Alex that I would be doing the synopsis for this, so I am going to give it my darndest.
Let's go, boy.
50 Shades of Grey follows sexual loser Anastasia Steele and certified purebred son of Zeus and certified slut Christian Grey from their humble beginnings as a college student.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And 27-year-old CEO and billionaire of what I'm assuming is a Fortune 500 company.
It has to be.
On their journey through sexual business,
Compatibility.
and potential budding romance. Where will the story take these two characters? Are they emotionally available with each other? Is therapy needed for either of them?
Absolutely. For both of them, yeah.
Yes. And getting into it, honestly, I enjoyed this movie more than I thought I was going to. It was a very fun movie to watch with Alex. And honestly,
oh my God.
And I'll get into this a little bit later, I think, in the discussion of this. It's kind of a depressing movie.
Yeah.
It was for me. Like, the last 30 minutes were pretty
More
depressing.
than the last 30 minutes,
More than the
I
last
think.
30 minutes. But kind of just right off the bat, I did not realize that Christian Grey in the novel was basically groomed and sexually abused in like a pretty intense like bondage situation by his
Friend.
by his mother's friend when he was 15.
Yeah.
First, what did he say? For 6 years.
For 6 years.
He was her submissive.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty intense.
Yeah.
And I didn't really expect that. I wasn't sure if the movie was treating it as a, like, ooh, kind of mysterious, like, ooh, that's kind of hot. Just because, like, there's some... I think there's honestly, like, a pretty scary amount of the population that really doesn't treat, like, the sexual abuse of a minor when it's, like a male-identifying person.
Yeah.
Versus when it happens to a female-identifying person. So I wasn't sure how the movie was going to address that. Because when they first brought it up, it didn't really seem like he was making it seem like a big deal at all.
No, not at all.
But then we later on in the film, Anastasia brings it up that she does view it as sexual assault, which I think would be absolutely fair to characterize that. I think it is. That's my opinion of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but in this film, how does it start off, Alex? Do you want to lead?
Do I want to lead? I don't know, man. So,
do you want me to I can handle it.
No, let me go for just like a second. Because this movie goes to a million different places, and it was so funny because, like, there is a legitimate full 30 minutes, like, throughout the entire movie where Luke was on his feet. Like,
I was very physically involved
like
in this
cheering
film.
or upset. There were so many emotions to be had with this movie.
And the cheering was because I perfectly predicted many outcomes in this film.
Tell about the outcomes you predicted.
So
man.
my favorite outcome with this, the first moment where I jumped to my feet in joy, was when Anastasia Steele says to Christian Grey, "Are you going to make love to me now?" And before Christian Grey uttered his response, I said, he's going to say, "No, I fuck." And what did he say?
I fuck.
Exactly. And I was over the moon. I was overjoyed.
Yeah.
It was one of my most proud moments in cinematic viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was proud of myself.
I felt like a kid watching this, honestly, because
honestly.
there were a lot of moments you're just like, ooh,
He's like,
yeah.
Oh, so naughty.
Like, the one thing we kind of debated for like half a second was like, okay, are we going to see his butt or her boobs? First thing. And I was like, it's going to be her boobs. That's how it has to be. And it was her boobs, and I was very proud of that.
And then shortly thereafter, we did see
no
Gray's
more
ass.
than 20 seconds after that.
Yeah. It gave the people what they wanted.
It was some gray Christian ass.
Yeah. I will praise the R rating, like the way that they filmed all of the sex scenes was very good.
Yeah.
It very much looked like they were engaging in penetrative sexual intercourse.
Yeah.
And they weren't. I looked up some stuff in the middle of the movie, and they used what Jamie Dornan, is it Dornan or?
And also just to say, Luke really wanted it to be porn.
I did not.
He wanted it to be porn, and I was like, Luke, it can't be like that. So that's why he went and looked it up.
That's true. It had an R rating, but they used basically what they used were. Apparently, Jamie Dornan? I can't read it.
Dornan.
So Jamie Dornan, he was in an interview. I believe it was either on, I think it was on Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel or something, one of the late night talk shows, and he was saying that he used a wee bag. He's from I think Northern Ireland, so he basically used a bag around his genitals, and Dakota Johnson used kind of like I guess like a safety sticker. Kind of over her genitals, so there was never any sort of, I suppose, direct genital contact through all of
Which
this.
is crazy because honestly, like there really
was pretty crazy.
A point I was like, they're actually for
there
sure
was
doing
a
it.
scene that like they like
Is it the one when
without
he's
directly
in
showing
her
anything.
apartment.
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
Well, the most thrusting involved scene. It very much looked like penetrative sex. So props to the cinematographer of this film for really selling every moment of that.
So let's talk about the characters.
Yes.
Because this is all just so wonky.
It is.
All of this.
It is.
So Dakota Johnson plays like an English major, and she's very timid. Almost comically timid at the beginning.
Yeah.
And she immediately meets Christian Grey for like an interview that her roommate is trying to conduct for some reason.
Yeah, she's supposed to, but I guess she's sick.
Yeah.
So
do you have
Anastasia
any idea
goes
about
in.
what he does? Like, what is this company?
No clue. We don't know.
Okay. I was just curious if you had thought about it, because I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, I still don't know.
Is it a hedge fund? Is he in crypto? He's feeding the hungry in Africa.
He supposedly has a wealthy family.
You know what I bet? What if because just heads up to everyone listening. Alex and I don't really know anything about what happens
Not a clue.
in the 50 Shades universe. Like we're familiar, obviously, but we don't know any of the ins and outs of the story at all. I think it'd be pretty crazy if it ended up being that he was laundering money through all of his like malnourishment like projects. His like feeding the hungry projects in Africa.
Okay.
I think that would be appropriate for the level of fucked up that he seems to be so far. He's a fundamentally broken man. And
his favorite line in this movie is always along the lines of "I can't learn anything."
Yes, I honestly I feel bad for him.
Yeah,
like I really do feel bad for Christian Grey. Honestly, he's like simultaneously. I simultaneously find him so annoying. And also feel very bad for him.
Yeah. I told Luke, like, I don't know, like 2/3 of the way through the movie, I was like, he's like Bruce Wayne. But instead of, like, beating up people, he, like, beats up that thing in bed.
Yeah, he's like Bruce Wayne if instead of becoming Batman, he became a sadist.
Yeah.
Like a professional, like industrial grade sadist.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This whole thing is so interesting. The one part in my brain that's sticking out is because like the NDA was signed. Like
yeah, she signed the NDA. They never got around to signing the actual paperwork because they did kind of end up developing a romantic relationship
that just doesn't require that, I guess.
Yeah,
but also like it was so like the part that was most laugh out loud funny was like the narrative. Or the narration of, like, him reading what the contract says. Mm-hmm. It's an agreement between dominant and the submissive. And she's like, ooh. And she, like, searches, like, what submissive is on Google. And she gets 2 pictures in and is like, I have to close my laptop.
I can't do this.
I can't do this anymore.
I can't. Well, it's funny because she sees the people tied up. And she, like, is like, I can't do this. And then she agrees to being tied up. She's like, fine. And she was certainly not tied up in the way that the other women were in the pictures that she saw. It was much more like spread eagle formations at all times.
But it is like it's not like a ploy, but it's like a way that she must see like a way to get to understanding him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's almost opportunistic for her.
That's fair, I suppose.
So like yeah, I think that's really interesting.
I thought there were some honestly really funny moments in this movie. Like I love the fucking business meeting that they have. And she's like, no anal fisting. And you can just see he like, the inner child in him dies.
Drains,
like, he wants it so bad. And then she's like, vaginal fisting. No. And then his heart is broken once again. There's so many, like, little boy moments that he has.
Yeah,
where he's like, why can't I play with it?
Yeah.
Like,
but he does such a, like, the actor does such a good job of,
I honestly think both of them did a good job.
like, such subtle emotion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
I
impressed by
know that a
that.
lot of people really shat on Jamie and Dakota's like acting in this, but I think they're honestly kind of doing a hell of a job for what they're given.
They're doing a very good job, yeah. And Christian Grey's dialogue is not fantastic at all whatsoever.
No,
but like
and neither is Anastasia's really.
No, like
hers is like a little better, I guess, because like you understand like because she's like more of a normal person. So, like, her questions and, like, what she's, like... Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, things are happening to
She's
her.
much more actively affected in all of this,
Yeah.
so her feelings make more sense.
Yeah.
You know?
She's, like, an observer. Like, she's literally just, like, watching him do shit.
Well, and, I mean, she is an object for the audience to see themselves. Because this is, like, you know, it's a collection of fantasy, of sexual fantasy books, basically. So she is basically supposed to be the vessel for the reader.
Yes.
And for the viewer. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that we would identify more with her than with Christian Grey.
Sure.
It's not necessarily
not a lot of
from
people
his
identify
perspective.
with Christian Grey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just naturally. So that was really interesting. What did you think of the playroom?
Of the playroom?
Since that was like a big central focus, like, because I feel like we were working toward that for a lot of the movie.
I mean, listen.
In there.
If you're into that kind of stuff, it looked great.
Yeah.
You know, he spent a lot of money, keeps it clean.
Yes.
You know,
it's very
keeps
clean.
it official and respectable.
I feel like there wasn't enough, like, felty velvet.
No, there wasn't. He did bust out the peacock feather.
He did.
He did bust out the peacock feather. He did use that. There's, like, a weird... It's so fucked up. Because she basically... Like, he does want her to be his sex slave.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. And that's, like, kind of youchy to me. I mean, but there are people that are really into that kind of thing. So whatever floats your boat. Yeah, I don't know. But that whole thing to me, like the kind of basically like property-ish aspect is like, ooh.
Yeah.
And it's also like he's always saying like, oh, I do this because we both want to do it, because you want to be this way. And he's like very much grooming her.
He's like grooming
into
her,
this.
yeah.
Like, well, but he's like really into like, she's like this doe-eyed girl that's like just coming out of school, and she's also a virgin, and like all that stuff. And it's kind of like giving echoes of his being groomed by this older woman too. Mm-hmm. And that for me is like, okay, maybe this is kind of feeling like it's veering from like kink to like severe emotional like repression.
Yeah, emotional repression. And also there is like they're kind of using each other mildly emotionally.
Oh yeah, there's like a ton of manipulation from both sides of this.
From both sides of this. And like, my thing is, like we said, we know nothing about what the next two films / books are.
I think they do get married in the third one.
I might watch these. Like, I might watch all of them.
I think we have to now.
I'm kind of invested. But like, I want to know what like really is going to happen. Because at the end of this movie, they just kind of leave each other in the rain, and I'm like,
it's very Seattle at the end. It's
sequel bait, but like, where could you have left this off where like it may not have to necessarily have a sequel? You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, the way that they set it up. You think
the way that they set it? Yeah. I don't know.
I think it leaves people wanting more.
Of course, it leaves people wanting more. Yeah, I want more.
I think it was a successful ending.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah. An interesting film.
An interesting film.
What did you think of the side characters in this?
Kate was okay. Kate was cool.
Kate was the roommate?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would have liked to see, because
everyone in this movie is beautiful.
Yeah, very good.
Like, very attractive people in this movie.
I just want to I want Anastasia to have conversations about Christian.
But she can't.
Outside.
She signed the NDA.
I know she can't, but I want her to have those conversations with Kate so I can like grasp how she's feeling outside of him. Right?
Yeah, because it's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, because Kate is aware of a lot of it. So I mean, like, that's whatever. That's broken. And Kate also has this now, like, 2/3 of the way through the movie, this like concern.
Yeah.
That she's just giving all of herself and it's not going at her pace. And like, I don't know. I'm really interested in Kate. A lot of this was really cringe, and like the one character I was like, stop, is the guy who was trying to make out with her in the bar, who was like her friend / photographer.
What was his name in the movie?
Oh my goodness. Let's see.
Let us see. Yeah, Jose Rodriguez.
Man, he was really trying to get in there, and that whole scene made me at the
bar when she's so
uncomfortable.
Yeah, when she's so drunk outside.
She's drunk. Well, first she calls him.
Oh, well, she calls Christian.
She calls Christian just fucking wasted, and he like shows up. And then Jose is there, and he's like, I love you, I want to be with you. And she's
just kiss me, just one kiss.
Yep.
And it's like, oh,
Christian
God.
shows up, shoves the fuck out of him, and then she's like, and then vomits everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was just like, stop, this whole interaction needs to end right now.
Yeah, it was
please, for the
very
love of
cringy,
God.
very, yikey.
Very yikey.
There's a few yikey moments in this movie.
But like,
sure.
The thing with Christian for me is that he is everywhere. Like,
he is.
He's everywhere, and like he's like, I don't want to be away from you. So he just follows her, and like he shows up in her apartment.
Yeah, and that shit's fucking creepy.
That's creepy, dude. And like goes all the way to Georgia. Also, the most confusing thing about this movie, not like confusing, but like, no, you're going against your rule. What the fuck is this? Is like he's like calling her his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And like taking public photos.
He's the one that's going out of the contract.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't matter when he does it because he's the dominant.
I guess,
he can do whatever the fuck he wants because of his little contract.
Hey, she's taking control too. I like it.
I know. You gotta fight him.
I was like, fuck yeah. The burlap.
Give an inch, take a mile.
Yeah.
For Anastasia. I mean,
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's definitely what Christian's trying to do. Like, everything that he's doing is like a manipulation. You know, he's like he gets her the car, he sells her car without her knowing. So she is dependent on him in that way, basically. He is like, he's really resistant on the dating, on the dates idea, so that when he does grant it, it feels like a huge concession for her.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, he really does care. Like, he's really doing all this shit for me. When, if he would have just done it when she wanted him to, it wouldn't have felt as big. It's like all these, like, manipulations that are really that are fucked up, you know, that goes beyond, like, having a kink.
Yeah.
You know, it's like total life control isn't really a kink, in my opinion.
No, but
maybe it is to some people.
No,
but in this way, it feels very off-putting. In the
very
film.
off-putting. And the funniest part, like, about that is when they're at dinner with the family.
Yeah.
And he's like trying to touch her leg, and she's like, "Fucking stop."
Yeah.
And he's like, "You don't fucking."
Yeah.
I was like, "What the fuck is
crazy,
this?"
crazy.
So weird. What was your favorite part of this movie?
My favorite part of this movie? I think we should do favorite part of this movie and the most erotic scene to us in this movie.
And least favorite. We
favorite.
got 3 bits.
Yeah, okay. One of my favorite parts of this movie, I really liked her sassy emails to him. I thought that shit was hilarious. And I also just, like, creating in my mind the idea that, like, all of the emails that he's sending are from his work email. His corporate email. And,
his
like,
assistant's like,
yeah.
Jesus
and, like,
Christ.
eventually Vice News is gonna get him. And, like, it's gonna be, like, all over for this man. That's kind of my fantasy for how this goes. The most, like, ooh, like, steamy sex scene for me was the Ice Cube.
Me too.
When he
Me
busts
too.
the Ice Cube out.
Yeah.
That was pretty hot. I'll be honest. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening, but I thought the Ice Cube thing was pretty...
Oh, God.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
forgot our parents
Sorry.
listen to this podcast.
Sorry, family. The Ice Cube is pretty hot. My least favorite was the lashing thing at the end. When she's, like, crying. When he's, like, getting the 6 licks in. Because she's just, like, so not into it. And, like, so just, like, demeaned in that moment. And he's just, like, so into it. Like, that is the most, like...
I'm not even sure he's into it.
He seemed into it,
like,
to me.
At first he did. And
Well,
then
yeah.
It didn't seem like...
That is true. I guess, like, by the time, like, he realizes that he, like, really hurt her that way, he's like, oh, shit. I stepped out of bounds there.
Yeah.
But he never really apologizes for it, does he? In the film?
He comes into the room and is like...
He, like, checks in on her and stuff, yeah.
Like, he's like, do you still like me, basically?
Yeah.
Like, he's like,
God.
are we still cool?
Yeah. Yeah. And I guess, I mean, to play devil's advocate, I guess, if, like, you were sexually into that and you thought your partner was, like, down for it, because she does say, like, do your worst to me, you know?
Yeah,
and
but
then
that's, like, after the argument, though.
That is true.
That really
that
is not
true.
even
That's
a
more of a
comparable
twisted...
conversation.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I don't know. But, like, for him, I'm imagining what he's going through is like, oh, I thought, like, my partner would be into this, and it hurt her in the worst way imaginable. And I feel horrible for this. Yeah. But I don't know how much he actually feels that way, or if he's just kind of sad that he doesn't get to play his game the way he wants to.
No, of course, because
You know?
he was upset about whatever meeting was happening.
Yeah.
And she comes to comfort him, and he's like, no, I don't do emotions.
Yeah.
For, like, the 90th
He's like,
time.
I just want to punish you right now.
Which is...
It's like, ugh.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah. My favorite moment was... oh, shit. I think when he comes into the hardware store...
Yeah.
I just thought that was just so goofy.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm here to shop. And she's like, are you done shopping for your serial killer things?
Yeah, he very much gives Dennis Reynolds vibes from It's Always Sunny.
It's about the implication.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was, like, my favorite part, because I was like, this is just so silly. Why is she buying this? Why is he that was the first time he had, like, shown up to a place that she was at. It was so
Yeah,
uncomfy.
that was, like, the beginning of, like, the kind of uncomfy him showing up wherever she is moments.
Yeah.
You know?
And most erotic moment, of course, was the Ice Cube. I was like, man, I can add that to my list, man. Like, that's pretty cool. That's a cool little thing that people do. And then my least favorite part... Yeah, I don't know. Like the part that you were talking about was like, yeah, like that was not great. And of course, that's like not kosher, not chill.
The undressing her while she was sleeping was kind of too.
Yes, it was.
You know?
Yes, it was. But I don't know. I think the part that kind of I was like pulled out from, no pun intended,
Jesus,
is the at the graduation ceremony.
Oh yeah,
yeah, because he's like he essentially is like, yeah, the contract, like while she's on stage as she received her diploma,
yeah,
and like that's the moment of advantage. That's like, dude, like,
yeah, this is fucked up.
Yeah, she kind
That
of has
is
to
true.
hold that with her forever. Like that's
I know,
like,
I know.
and I don't know if this ends good or bad. If it ends good, I guess that's like fine.
Water
but, like,
under the bridge, I guess.
yeah, but that's still a weird time and place to do that.
It
Like,
is. Yeah.
I don't know. So that was like my least favorite part, next to what you said was your least favorite part.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, man, 50 Shades of Grey. Wait, what does he say? I'm 50 Shades of
50,
fucked up.
50 Shades of fucked up, man. You wouldn't get it.
God,
Fucking.
I'm fucked up. 50 Shades to Grey. That's crazy, man.
I hope that when he's like also like when he drinks too much, like when he drinks 17 gin and tonics when he's in sad boy mode, that he also says, "I'm 50 Shades of fucked up." Right now.
But like he's like really chill. His fist is pumping.
I need an
he has
espresso.
that.
Yeah, he's like
he has that tie around his
Yeah.
head.
He's doing Molly at the sex club.
Yeah.
At fucking there used to be a I can't remember. There used to be a swingers club in New York in like the 70s and 80s, and I can't remember what it was called. But he's like at that play. He's at the swingers spot, which honestly he wouldn't be allowed to be in the swingers spot because they didn't allow single men to go in there.
Yeah.
But I guess if he was with Anastasia there, yeah, he's just like pounding his fist. He's like hugging everybody. I'll make it PG in the swingers club. He's hugging everyone, and he's saying, "Man, I'm 50 Shades of fucked up." Well, he's doing a line.
God, no, man. It was. I don't think this movie was good, but I also think,
but it very much like gets your attention.
yeah, it held my ass in there for sure.
It very much has the Twilight energy.
Yeah.
It's like the Twilight energy times like 50.
Yeah.
You know, it very much has that kind of style to it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's also
And-
the same story as like female lead, like observes guy who is like, there is something seriously wrong with this
And
man.
like extra more powerful than her. It's very much like a power and control fantasy.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You know.
Which I've never read any romance novels. I've seen most of Twilight, but I've never understood that. But like I watch this and I'm like, I think I get it. I get the idea at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Okay. I don't really know what else to say about this movie.
Yeah. I think we can leave it at that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If you guys have any questions, you can DM us.
Yeah, feel free to DM us.
At
We'll
Bucket
talk
of
about
Beef
it.
Show on Instagram. Be happy to address any of your questions or concerns on this
Oh,
episode.
Jesus Christ. Oh, strange.
Yeah.
Strange movie. Okay, I'm gonna go for the what's it called? The beef scale or the?
Well, you want to do a
rating?
1 out of 10?
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Well, how do we normally do it?
We normally do 1 out of 10, and then we do the beef score.
Okay.
This movie's got Alex so flustered he can't even think of how we rate
I'm literally
the
sweating right now. It's not great. So 1 to 10. This is like a 6.
film. Yeah, that's fair.
I think if I had been any less invested in what was going on, I'd be like, whatever. Because the one thing I keep thinking about is like any of their dialogue without music would be
That is true. The music
unbearable.
The music really helps this film.
Yeah.
I honestly do think, and I don't think the cinematography in this film was like mind blowing in any way, but they do a good job of capturing the tension and at least I think so, the tension and kind of like the scale of this whole thing.
Absolutely.
With their camera work, and the music helps even more.
But like,
for sure.
without that stuff, the dialogue is trash.
It would be a pretty rough. I mean, I think a lot of movies would be pretty rough to watch without any sort of scoring behind them.
Yeah,
but this
like,
one especially.
There's just so much dialogue in this that it's repeating. That like,
Yeah.
anytime there's conflict between the two, it's like, why won't you let me in? And I can't. Like that's the whole movie.
It really is the same 6 lines over and over.
It
again.
is.
Just with different kind of flourishes and set pieces.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. But
Because they basically repeat the same scene like 4 times,
like, but just with different dates or different
when they're
ideas
about
or
to have
whatever.
sex. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't want to, and then or she does want to, or she like doesn't want it the way that it is done, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, or she wants to have sex, but she doesn't like the way that things are romantically going, you know?
Yeah.
It's like very much, it's 50 Shades of the same scene.
Yeah. That's fair.
You know?
That's totally fair. So, 6 out of 10 for me. This is just a tenderized steak for me.
Yeah, just fucking
Hidden with
pounded.
that fucking mallet, just going. Maybe just a little bit too tenderized. Or not tenderized enough. I want to say that. Not tenderized enough. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. For me, I'll give it a 6.5. I think that it seemed like the people that worked on this movie did like put their best foot forward with it, I think. I'm sure that this seems like it would have kind of been like a hard movie to work on, you know? Just it pushes the envelope a little.
Yeah.
You know? So I appreciate all the work that they put in.
Oh, 100%.
In that regard. I
Yeah.
think everyone did a good job. And I know that critics and some audiences really did shit on the chemistry between Dakota Johnson and Jamie Dornan. But I thought they were good. I thought it was about as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6.5 because of that. In terms of my beef score, I'll give it what's like a cut of beef that is like a very particular one for some people. I'm going to give it, you know what? I'm going to give it a very well done cheap steak.
Okay.
Because there are some people that just like to work at it. You know? That really like to put themselves through it.
With like a dull steak knife.
Yeah, when they enjoy a
They
meal.
just gotta go.
Yeah, and like some but with a glass of with a whole bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
You know? Like they're rewarding themselves for putting themselves through it.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, I would never make the stretch to say that like this is a great film and that this is by any means not, I think, problematic in a lot of ways. I think especially for like younger people that might watch this movie, to be honest. Yeah, because it's just like there's a whole lot of emotionally fucked up stuff going on in this movie.
A lot.
Yeah, but I think for those that are into that kind of thing and want to like just be like kind of what the fuck while they're watching the movie, you know, there's a place for those people.
There certainly is.
And honestly, I think I'm one of them. I honestly did have a good time watching this movie.
I had a great time watching
even though
Yeah.
there were parts that made me very sad.
I just don't know, like outside, because me and you watch a lot of movies. Like, I don't know where the audience is, where like I could be like, you know what we should watch tonight? 50 Shades of Grey.
Yeah, but like casually as just a, you know.
When would you
like
not
any
watch
old
it even
movie.
casually?
You know?
You know?
I know.
Like, I don't know.
It's kind of an event movie.
It is an event.
You know,
movie.
that's how I feel about it. Like, I couldn't imagine like watching this by myself with a bottle of rosé.
No.
You know, I need my buddy with me to watch this kind of stuff.
Even then, I felt weird doing it. Like...
I think this build up our relationship to be even stronger.
Sure.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
You think it deteriorated?
I bought you a car and it's right outside.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and I have a helicopter waiting on the
Oh.
roof. Yeah, and I need you to sign this agreement.
Okay.
Just real quick.
I will let you fist me anally.
Really?
Yeah, why not?
Cool.
Anything for a friend.
Cool. Can we leave this alone
Yeah,
now?
with that, we're going to leave this alone.
Okay.
Thanks for listening to this. I hope you found this a little bit enjoyable, you guys.
Jesus. Oh.
This was brought to you by our patrons.
Yes, yeah, the patrons
The
did this,
patrons
guys.
voted for this
If
one.
you wanted anything different or anything more, you are more than welcome to join us at patreon.com/bucketofbeef
Yes,
show.
or you will have the power to choose what we watch. And with that, we're going to go on to our hopeful sponsors. We'll see if anyone wants to sponsor us after that little piece.
Oh my god. All right, guys, we'll see you in the sewers of New York in a few minutes, but yeah,
In
commercial
3,
time.
2, 1, beep. All right, Alex, what do you want to be sponsored by? I'm making you go first this time.
I don't even that was so quick. You did the beep and it was so fast.
Okay, I'm going to do mine for androids that give you massages. I wish so badly that I could just like press a button on my phone,
Yeah.
and an android would appear and give me like an hour-long deep tissue shoulder massage.
That's nice.
I would very much like that. Yeah, just like a nice, relaxing massage. I think I might have said something about massages before in another
You did.
sponsorship.
You did.
But this one is specifically an android. that's only thoughts and emotions are dedicated to loosening my tightened muscles. Yes. And I want the Android service to be called, my first one was going to sound too sexual. It's not a sex massage thing. It's just like a pure relaxation, like therapeutic massage.
Sure. Feels like a lie, but okay.
I want to call it rub down, but that sounds too suggestive.
I rub down?
I rub down. Yeah, it actually comes on your phone with iBeer and iGun. You remember when that was a thing when
Yes,
when
dude,
everyone in
I
middle
do.
school just
Oh
had
my
iGun? It'll be called it'll just be called the Relax app. That's what it'll be called.
Sure.
Yeah. And it'll and like when you summon the Android, it'll be like, "Hello, I am Milo. I am your relaxer. Shall we begin?"
Shall we begin the rub down?
Yes. Before I rub you down, you must sign this contract. All right, what's yours, Alex?
Okay, mine is okay, I've been on the bus the last couple of days, like going home from work, and I like casually fall asleep on the window, and like every 2 seconds my head just like slams up and slams against the window just because we hit a bump, just dong, 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 dong. So I want like a pillow that protects from that.
Like a helmet?
No, I don't know what I want. Yeah, okay, a pillow helmet. I want a pillow helmet that goes around my neck and protects my head, you know, from hitting the bus.
The little window.
The little bus window. And I'm going to call that Pounder. I'm going to call it Pounder because I'm trying to not pound myself against the bus window. And, yeah, I have that thought a lot because I just want to sleep on my bus ride home. That's
very good.
You got Pounder and I rub down.
It's not I rub down. It's Relax.
Sorry. Oh, we're just
the Relax app.
I disagree. I think if we're going to have a business meeting about it.
Oh, God. I'll wear a dress with nothing underneath.
Okay. Yep. Relaxer / rub down and Pounder.
Jesus. On to the next film.
What the fuck
Teenage
is this podcast?
Mutant Ninja Turtles in 3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty, gang. Circa 1990, a movie comes out featuring costumes and masks.
Well, they have costumes in 1990?
Yeah, man.
In film?
Costumes
Damn.
and masks, and everyone's oiled up. There's like, everyone is like, has weird sexual tension, and like New York City,
Why
big
do
hair.
sexual tension?
Okay.
Oh, because it's the 90s.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're going into 50 Shades Freed right now.
No. This is just Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay, I'm going to do the synopsis, okay?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. 4 turtles, some ooze, a tiny rat. They all get in the ooze, and they all become really big and veiny. And the rat gets kidnapped by ninjas that live in New York. Uh-oh. So what happens? The turtles have to save their rat dad and all of New York from total destruction. Not total destruction, but just kids stealing stuff. That's a synopsis.
That's the synopsis.
So, man, I've seen this movie so many times. When we watched it, I was quoting little things and stuff. I was just so excited for Luke to watch it. Anytime he went to go on his phone, I was like, no, stop. Don't go on your phone. Luke, tell me about this. I need to know what you think.
I was honestly, Alex is so excited right now
I'm very
for me
excited
to talk about this. I really liked it. I thought it was super fun. It was like a low stakes, really fun, like comic book fan movie.
Yeah.
You know, it was like it felt very much dedicated to people that are really into the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't really shy with who the Turtles were. They didn't try to make them like something else, like they did with the TMNT movies that came out, I think, in like 2014 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It very much felt like kind of a pure sort of adaptation of the comic book reality of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm not super familiar with them other than like knowing about it. I've like never really read a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic or anything like that. I've seen some clips of the DC animated movie that they made recently where they pair up with Batman.
Yeah.
But that's really as far as I've really dove into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I think I watched some of the, when I was a little kid, I think I watched some of the cartoon
Sure.
that was out as well. But yeah, it's like, it feels like a really faithful adaptation. It's super fun. It takes itself just seriously enough. you know,
Exactly.
for the people that love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and it knows what it is, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't try too hard to like manufacture stakes, and there are stakes to the movie.
There are some
because they
good
are
stakes,
a family,
yeah.
you know, and you can feel that. I was really impressed by the practical effects of this film.
Yeah.
Like the puppets that they used, or I guess the suits that they used for the turtles, and the suit that they made for Master Splinter.
Yeah.
I thought those were really good, and they looked. For me, it was like the best live action adaptation of what they would look like.
Yeah, honestly.
You know, because like CGI just feels kind of strange. You know, I'm sure now, like done the right way, it would be good, but it just felt right. It felt good to see them like they're touchable they're like
Exactly.
actual physical beings in the world. So that was cool.
There's a lot to be said for that sort of aspect of just like film right now. Like I
Yeah.
wouldn't be like, I think if they redid it, there is a good version of that would like really,
where they could
really
do that.
work.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, for one, I want to talk to you about like the relationships,
Sure.
because of course the four turtles are just like caricatures of like the brainy one, the like party one, the kind of angry one, and like the leader. And the story itself is really just about, for some reason, is just like fathers connecting with their kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like most of it.
Yeah.
Like even with the villain, and you have the sub character of like Danny and his dad.
Yeah.
What did you think about that? Do you think it was like?
I thought it was really cool. I thought they examined the relationships really well. I mean, I think there could have been more like direct interaction between Danny and his dad.
Yeah.
But it's a movie about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, you don't really need to bog it down with like these human problems. You know, we knew enough to like understand the stakes for Danny and his dad. And I liked that. I really liked the relationship that the Turtles had with Master Splinter. It really felt like, it kind of felt like a less than a. I mean, it is like a father-son relationship, but it kind of feels like a grandpa-grandkids kind of relationship to me.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was really great how they did all that.
All right. Well, who is your favorite turtle?
My favorite turtle.
And
I
do
knew
you
you
have?
were gonna...
Do you have a favorite scene?
Oh, that's kind of hard. My favorite scene. I'll start out with favorite scene. My favorite scene is when it's near the end of the film when Master Splinter gets freed from his like warehouse jail. And I'm like assuming he's like barely eaten, he's barely drank anything, but he like comes on the roof and he's ready to fuck up Shredder after Shredder's been beating the absolute shit out of his grandchildren. And he like Shredder charges at him and he just yeets him off the roof into a trash compactor.
With a pair of nunchucks.
Like no effort required. Like he's just he is the alpha and the omega. He is master of kung fu. Like he can't be stopped.
Honestly, like I don't think Shredder got a fair shake, dude. Because imagine, like, I mean, sure he did like a shitty thing, whatever, but like, owner of this guy has a rat, scratches the shit out of your face, you have a big scar, and like,
I mean, he did kill him.
Well, yeah, no, but I'm saying like 15 years later, though, you're on the roof. And you turn around,
and that rat
is a man,
and he knows kung fu better than you.
like, that's crazy.
That's a humbling moment.
No, that is like literally. I'm like, if you compare it, like, imagine going on the street and like, not that a pigeon would do it, but a pigeon like pecks your eye out.
Yeah,
and you're like, God, that fucking pigeon.
Yeah.
And 15 years later, that pigeon has veins and is like, I'm just as good as you.
Yeah, or even worse. You kill a cockroach in your New York City apartment.
Oh, no.
25 years later, you're a felon, and you get sent to Mars, and you see the fucking...
It's just waiting on you.
You see fucking Professor Hulk-sized cockroaches ready to beat you up. If you guys haven't listened to our first ever podcast, we do discuss that film. You can feel free to go back and listen to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like it's funny because I think that's like simultaneously my favorite part of the film, and also like I wish so desperately that we got like a crazy kung fu battle between Shredder and Master Splinter.
Yeah,
like it does kind of feel like it's good for like a standalone movie. I think in terms of like if this was like studios are like constantly like salivating over like superhero sequels now. Mm-hmm. I feel like in that way it was a bit of a waste of Shredder, like to end it like that.
Oh, he comes back.
Oh, he does come back. So never mind. So never mind.
He does come back.
Never mind then. Because Shredder's like the quintessential villain.
He's like the villain.
He's the guy.
And this
you know?
this Splinter is like too frail to like.
He's he's kind of an older man. He's an old man. Yeah.
But Casey Jones like does essentially kill him. I mean, like outside of me telling, but he goes, "Oops."
Yeah, and just compacts him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I also do think, and feel free to interject. I feel like I'm talking too much about this film.
It's okay.
But I really like, honestly, Shredder's criminal enterprise was actually kind of genius. Because he's just having a bunch of kids do, like, small-time misdemeanor crimes.
Like petty theft and shit.
Basically, like, shit that the DA would let them off for, probably. And he's, like, just getting them all together, all this shit, so he can sell, like, huge bulk orders.
He doesn't even give them
shit.
money. He gives them cigarettes and video games.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he does.
He gives them Baja Blast, dude. Like...
And then trains them to fight.
Yeah.
Like, that's all they do.
He's giving them fucking, like, snack packs. Like Little Debbie cakes and Baja Blast for their hard-earned theft. You know?
Wild, dude. What did you think of... Okay, I'm going to talk a little bit, because I feel like I haven't.
For sure.
My favorite side character is Casey, and then it's, like, Shredder's right-hand man.
I like Shredder's right-hand man. Yeah.
But, like, my favorite scene in this whole movie is the initial, like... The first, like, 20 to 30 minutes, it's, like, grounded enough... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, of course it goes to a million places with, like, ninjas and all this bullshit, but, like, my two favorite scenes are the very first one when April gets attacked, and it's just a blackout, and you hear them, like, like you just...
Yeah,
like,
that's really fun.
You just hear and you don't see
and
them
that's
at
before
all.
You ever see the Turtles, right?
No, and that's why it's brilliant.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's, like, ninja shit. Like, you don't... Like, the big turtles from the Michael Bay, like, they, like, anytime they, like, do a flip and land on a building, it shakes the whole motherfucker. Like, that's not how it should be.
Yeah.
That's not how it
They're
should be.
ninjas.
They're ninjas. So, like, that scene is always really cool to me. And then my second favorite scene is in Central Park when Raphael fights Casey.
That's a good one, too.
That's, like, just
and Raphael is my favorite turtle in this movie.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he's my favorite, too. And then Donatello's my favorite.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I think.
I feel like Raphael just has, like, the most that he does. Like, he's one of the only turtles that, like, goes off on his own.
Oh, yeah. It's, like, it's
things,
very focused on him.
You know? Yeah. Well, because he has the most, like, out of all the turtles, I mean, in this movie at least, he has the most, like, soul-searching to do. Like, he has the most, like, emotional conflict.
Like, he's just the most angry.
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand why.
Yeah.
And that's, like, something, I mean, even the other brothers are like, yeah, he's like that. That's just how he is. And I'm trying to think, like, what really brings him back from that. Because there is a point he does. I don't know if it's after he gets that ass whooping on the roof.
I think it's after they save him, he kind of mellows out and is more of a team player.
Yeah.
You know, even though I don't think he necessarily, like, directly addresses it, but he's like, oh, shit, like, I am kind of in over my head. Like, I need the help of my brothers to handle this.
Yeah.
And
that scene, and then also the scene where, like, they hold hands and Splinter, like, becomes one with the Force.
Yeah, that's nice, too.
Yeah.
I really thought Splinter died there.
Yeah, because he was like, my final words are this.
I was
like,
very
love you.
upset.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke was really invested in Splinter, man.
I was. I think Splinter is my favorite character in this film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like the Master Yoda of it all.
Yeah. Like what he says, something like, it is a father's nature to love his son, or something like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. To Danny. Good.
Also, what was it like seeing, oh man, we just talked about him in 3 Billboards.
Oh, Sam Rockwell? That was a pleasant surprise. I mean, they don't have him do much in this.
No, but like, he was still working, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I don't know.
It was definitely Sam Rockwell in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Yeah,
leading
a gang of children.
Yeah.
Who all they want is cigarettes and love.
As
like
he would. Yeah.
Oh, man. But yeah, dude.
That's really all any 90s kid wanted, you know?
Yeah.
Just a cigarette and some love.
Yeah. But, like, I appreciate this movie so much because, like, any Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie outside of this is just so, like, it's kid-centric almost, that, like, this movie is not so much kid-centric.
Sure.
Like, do you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's definitely kid-friendly.
I mean, yeah, it's kid-friendly, but I mean, like...
It feels like kid-friendly in the way that, like, the Spider-Man films are, like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films
Yes,
are.
exactly.
You know?
Where it's like there's real life shit happening.
Yeah.
But I mean, there is a lesson to be learned and like appreciation to have.
Yeah.
And that's why I love this movie. This is a favorite for me. Yeah, man. I know. I the one thing that always gets me is the Domino's guy. Just like they're assholes.
They do
to
fuck
pizza
him
men.
up. Yeah, that is the one. That's the one red flag that the Turtles have. They're fucking mooches. They're big
dude.
mooches.
I mean, I
dude.
guess they don't have jobs or anything, but like
They're
you can't.
enormous mooches. They could take donations. Come on.
He was waiting on that pizza guy to be late too. He was like
I
just
know.
sitting right there with his popsicle in his mouth. He's like,
and honestly, the only reason he was really late because he didn't realize he was delivering to the sewer. You know, he found the sewer pretty fucking well.
And the Turtles are like, "You fucking idiot!"
Yeah. Treating him like some asshole, like the worst DoorDash customers of all time. Come on, guys, you can do better. I blame Mikey.
yeah. Mikey
I blame
was
Mikey
an
for that
asshole.
one.
He was
Mikey's
an
a bad
asshole.
influence in this film.
Wait, okay, so Raphael's your favorite turtle.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite like weapon? There are notable weapons.
Oh,
You have the staff. The
I think the
katanas,
staff
and-
is my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kept saying I thought it was funny how they have the katanas in the film, but they like don't kill anyone.
Nobody gets stabbed.
You know, it's like switch it out, man. Like use a blunt object or something. I don't know.
You're not gonna kill
It's
someone
like a
with those,
taser,
like-
maybe. You know.
God.
What if they just had like a Glock? Like one of them. It's like I only kneecap.
Splinter should have a Glock for sure.
Yeah.
He's protecting 4 children in the sewer.
Yeah.
When they came in,
I don't
should've
think he
just
needs
been
it. Like Master Splinter for sure knows the whooshy finger hold. Like
he does.
he doesn't need to keep a thing on him.
He knows the crane kick from fucking
Karate Kid. Yeah.
He's
Exactly. He
with it
trained
all.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah.
Like, or they're like pen pals or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
No, it's a good movie.
Yeah.
It still remains one of my favorites.
I was really happy to watch it.
All right, give me the score, man.
Score on this, I'll give this. Oh man, I mean, considering the time it came out, when like all superhero movies were like pretty bad,
Garbage.
like pretty universally bad, I'd give this like I give it like an 8.7.
Yeah.
I thought it was good.
Guys, yeah.
I thought it was great. Like I'm sure that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fans like really like this film.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume so, at least. It's like it's got stuff for everyone. I don't think it doesn't really feel like there are really many wasted characters in this.
No.
I think it would have been cool to see a little bit more from Shredder in this one. But for as many characters that they bring in that like you don't really know about. Like, unless you're a huge Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, they did a great job. Like, they let they don't overexpose on anything. There's not a ton of exposition.
No.
There is sometimes, like with Shredder and with the Ooze, but it's like, it feels like a natural part of the story. Like, It doesn't feel like a shoehorn thing. It doesn't feel like they're trying too hard to get people to, like, learn about these.
moments
Like,
that
they're never like, this is Raphael, he's mad. Like, this is Leonardo. This, you know, he's a leader.
that comes with
like,
all the character.
Like,
and
you
like
just get
even the
that.
stuff that's like expository, like it has to happen because April's freaking the fuck out,
Yeah.
and they're like, no. I like this is weird, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with that.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, I really liked it. In terms of a beef score, I think if you're like a superhero fan, you should totally watch this.
What if you're not a superhero fan, Luke?
I think you can watch it too. I don't think this movie's going to be everyone's cup of tea.
No.
Like, there are going to be some people who are like, do I really feel like watching, you know, grown people wear turtle costumes and fight against the Foot Clan for an hour and a half?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Sure.
But I think it's a really fun movie, and I think if you want to just have fun watching a really well done comic book adaptation that came out in a time where comic book movies were not good, you should definitely check it out. In that regard, I'm going to give it some Wagyu beef with some real good ponzu sauce.
Yeah. Oh, he dropped some. But yeah. Good. That makes my heart happy. I know he's like, well, if you're not a turtle fan, if you're not in it, listen.
If you want to have fun, watch the movie.
Yeah, if you want to, like, I don't know, man. I just, like, it's such a specific style.
It is.
And I love, like, the haziness of the 90s in it and seeing New York that way.
Yeah, they did a good job of making New York pretty grungy.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it, man. For me, I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10. But I've been watching this my whole life.
Inner Child from him gets a 10 out of 10.
It gets an 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's the first Overboard score. But, like, as an adult, an 8.8.
Wow.
I have to give it a point higher than Luke. I have to. Just because it's been with me for so long. In terms of beef score, give me let me think. I want to give this like a Philly cheesesteak. You know what I mean?
No, you got to give it a chopped cheese if it's in New York.
A chopped cheese.
You got to give it a chopped cheese if it's in New York.
You're right. I still haven't had one. The
Turtles would eat the fuck out of a chopped cheese. They do chopped cheese Tuesdays, I bet.
Yeah.
Pizza every other day, though.
Well, we're getting it like the Aki way. You know, like those...
the Aki
yeah,
way.
like the TikTok videos.
Yes, sir.
We're going a little bit overboard on it, baby, and it's going to be so bad for you. But so can't forget the bev.
and then Mikey's like, never, never, never.
So yeah, that's where I'm going to leave Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Wow, this was like a strange combination, man.
It was a very strange combination.
I can't believe I was so flustered at the beginning of this.
I know.
And I wish I would have calmed down, but it was just, we were literally 15 minutes off of watching this movie.
Yeah.
But thank you,
Alex
guys.
was 50 Shades of Anxious.
I was 50 Shades of Anxious, yeah. Thank you guys for joining us on the 11th episode of the Bucket of Beef Show. If you are not subscribed to our Patreon, please make sure to, consider it. It's only $3.99. We're doing, what's the name of the series we're doing?
We are doing the Bucket of Spooks.
Yeah, and we just watched a movie called Deadstream. Our next movie is Jeepers Creepers, so if you enjoy horror movies, come join us over there. Find us on Instagram and YouTube at the same name, Bucket of Beef Show. We're also on Amazon now.
Yes, Amazon Podcasts.
Yes, we are. So yeah, also, Freddie gave us an outro too for our podcast.
Before we get to that, we're going to give a quick shout out to our patrons. This channel really is brought to you guys by our patrons. If anyone does want to consider joining up as well, please feel free.
Yeah.
No intense pressure, but it would be greatly appreciated. We're just going to go through a quick shout out here because we appreciate all these people very, very much. Shout out to Julia,
Dwight,
Adam,
Julia L,
Dina,
Brittany,
Olga,
Rick,
Nicole,
Nikita,
and Nicholas. Thank you guys very much for helping us have fun and make this podcast. We really enjoy working on this for you guys. Hope you enjoyed listening. My name is Luke Hodson.
My name is Alex Morrison.
And take a listen to this beefy outro.
We'll see you on the 12th episode. Enjoy. Ending of the pod.
He's a liar. He's a liar.
Beef.
Bottom of the barrel.
Bottom of the bucket.
Bottom of the bucket.
Yeah.
Beef.
Seasoned to perfection.
Divine.
Too wet.
Beef.
It's a masterpiece, baby.
Beef.
Ew.